I've probably recorded this video about 15 times now. And the reason is because it's just so difficult for me to talk about all these things and make a coherent video so that way you guys understand everything, and so I don't miss anything. But two, just because it's so difficult for me to talk about, a lot of the things in this video that I'm going to tell you guys about are very dark, and some of you guys may not want to hear about it, and some of it may be triggering for some of you who've experienced things similarly to me, and I don't know how to approach that. So I guess this is your guys' warning, and I'm going to talk about where I've been, what's kind of happening in my life, so that way I can be transparent with you guys and also just give you guys a bit of a look into the future. I've never done a channel update, and not everything's negative. There's some positive things as well, but we have some stuff to get out of the way. So first, I've been incredibly stressed. I think every person can relate to being stressed at some point in their life, whether it's family related, whether it's just drama within a friend group, or maybe you have the perfect friend group and that never happens. Or whether it's financial, and I feel that I've been sort of taking on a lot of all of that all at once. It's when it rains it pours, right? Like, just things will be worse before they get better, and they will be significantly worse all at once. I consider myself to be a very lucky person. Not a lot of terrible things have happened to me and my family. Not a lot of really terrible things. I haven't really experienced like major loss before, outside of my dog that I had to put down. That was one of the toughest things that I've ever done. And I think I'm finally at the point where I'm sort of breaking a little bit, and it's really hard for me to keep everything together. So, first thing I'll talk about is the drama. There was some drama. It's over on Twitter mostly and on Twitch. And I think everyone and their mother knows about it. And if you don't know about it, you can go read about it. But I honestly don't think it's worth your time. I genuinely don't. So many people were hurt, backstabbed, betrayed, and it's really messy. And it was something that started over something that could be considered incredibly middle school behavior has turned into things where people are talking about how they tried to take their lives, and their significant others cheating, and it's gotten really bad. The TLDR of why it's so bad for me, because I can generally I definitely generally shut out a lot of negativity, because I've sort of gotten used to, like, okay, not everyone on the internet's gonna like you. There's gonna be people that hate you just for existing, even though you've never done them any wrong, right? And you just have to get used to that. But one of the things that I was not ready for was allegedly the person that I was involved in the drama with that made a lot of accusations about me, and also unintentionally or maybe intentionally, I don't really know. I can't say I'm not them, but shifted some of this blame of trying to take their own life, or their like really unfortunate situation onto me. And they say at the end of the document that, like, oh no, like, it's not my fault and they're feeling better now. But when you open up the beginning of your document just with like a bunch of accusations towards a person, and also I tried to kill myself, that definitely puts a lot of blame on the other person, especially for people that don't know the full context of the situation. And that person allegedly, I don't know this for sure because I didn't see it, but I've heard from multiple sources now that they paid to promote their tweet on Twitter, which is why it blew up and got so many people that weren't in the gotcha community involved. So many people that did not know the full context just saw, oh, this guy, Brax, bullied this guy into trying to take his own life. And now people are telling me to take my own life. It should have been me instead. It's people saying that I deserve death. I deserve worse than death. I deserve to live and lose all my loved ones. Just shit like that, man. It's a lot. So I ended up deleting Twitter. Fuck Twitter. I mean, it's a cesspool. There's a lot of like cool things you can do on Twitter, like interacting with your fans and stuff. But there's a lot of toxicity there too. And truthfully, I just don't really want any part in it. So I deleted it. I still tweet from it via my roommate, who's basically managing that for me, but I don't want to see any of that shit. So, if you follow, great, because I'll still be posting news and stuff, but it's just I'm not going to be looking at it as much. And actually, I highly recommend that to everyone. Delete Twitter. It's a terrible place. Nobody should be there. But that was stressor number 2 for me. Stressor number 1, I'm doing this out of order for some reason, is that my brother was diagnosed with cancer. It's either stage 3 or stage 4, Hodgkin's lymphoma. Basically, what that means is it could be bad, or it could be good as far as cancer is concerned. Like, it's not the worst case scenario. And so far it looks like it's not the worst case scenario. Many of you may not know this, but Hodgkin's lymphoma, there's a certain strain type. Sorry, I'm fumbling over my words. There's a certain type of it that is highly treatable, where like over 90% of people that go into remission stay in remission. And it looks like that might be the one that he has. So if that's the case, then things are looking up for him. But it's still really scary for me, especially my brother's so young. He just turned 18 last year. He's turning 19 this year, and he's a really good kid who, I mean, obviously, I think everyone gets into trouble in their teens, and I think the last time I saw him, he's getting into some of that trouble, but he is a good kid with a kind heart, and it just makes me really nervous to see how this turns out. I do have high hopes because the American healthcare system, if you put a lot of money into it, it's actually pretty good. If you don't put a lot of money into it, you're fucked, and that's the shitty part about America. But I think we're fortunate enough to where we are getting proper care. The only downside is that it is very expensive. And before I heard about the news on my brother being diagnosed, before I had heard about that at all, I had already put down money on a house. And so the problem is that financially for me, where I could have just funded a lot of that treatment myself through you guys, like YouTube ad revenue sponsors and things, which I'm incredibly thankful for. Unfortunately, I cannot fund that all myself now because I'm not in a financially fortunate enough position to where I can blow that money. Otherwise, I can't afford to keep doing my job. I can't have a place where I can work and things like that. And if my parents needed me to, if I had to put all of my rent into the funding and stuff, I would do that in a heartbeat. But I know that as a content creator, I do have the power to reach a lot of people. So over on my Twitch, I'm going to be doing a subathon, where if you guys subscribe, all of that money goes to his treatment. 100% of that, 100% of tips go to his treatment as well. And if you guys do want to help out in that way, you absolutely can. There's some things to incentivize you guys to help out as well. Like obviously subathons are about like getting streamer to do fun things and rewards for viewers as well. So if you guys want to support me over there, I'll be streaming today and for the next like 5 or 6 days doing this subathon. Alternatively, Twitch does take 50% of revenue. So if you don't want to sub, but you do want to help out, I am going to put a link to a GoFundMe in the description. And I don't want any of you to feel super pressured to do this. I really hate asking for this because, I don't know. I've already explained this a few times, but I'm a very anxious person. I don't want you guys to ever think of me as someone that is selfishly motivated. And I hope that this doesn't rub you guys the wrong way. I'm really anxious about asking for financial assistance because I recognize that there are a lot of people in much worse financial situations than me. But for the time being, there's not a lot that I can do to help. So if you want to help, feel free. Absolutely no pressure. And I think that either way, we will find a way to make things work. So please do not feel pressured. And this is strictly for if you guys do want to help him out. It would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, so sorry to put such a negative. Anyways, let's talk about some of the more positive things. So those two things have been on my mind, and it's been making it incredibly difficult to make content like I normally do. But there's some other things as well. I do think I'm generally burnt out on gacha games, and I think that's a thing that a lot of creators feel. Not necessarily any one specific gacha game. I think it's just the loop of like logging in every day and doing dailies every single day. It gets kind of tiring. Like at some point you have to get to the meat of the game. Right now it feels like we're eating like the crust on the bread of the game every day until the new patch drops, and then we get the actual like bread inside the crust. Some people like the crust. Some people like just like the gacha game loop. But for me, that's not me. So I've been trying to play a lot of other things and take a break because I've learned that if you're burnt out and you force yourself to make content, it ends up being bad content and it prolongs the burnout and it's not good. But you'll have noticed that I'm also taking a lot more sponsors recently. That is to help out with my brother and help put myself in a more financially stable place. So that way I can have both that emergency fund for myself, for anything that is necessary for the family, etc. But This isn't going to change anything on my channel. As far as my channel goes, I'm still uploading Honkai Star Rail. I love Honkai Star Rail. It's my favorite gacha game. I plan on uploading some more Wuthering Waves as well. And like Genshin Impact, I might even upload some more Genshin soon. I think for me, what I need to focus on for my own happiness and my own sanity and stability, and to make the best content that I can possibly make for you guys, I just need to be happy. And to be happy, I need to relieve myself of some of this stress. And I need to just do things that I enjoy for a bit until I feel like I'm in a mentally good enough place where I can make like fun videos for you guys. So obviously, like I'm still working on like Jade and the Jade videos, some WoW stuff. I'm still working on videos on the back end, but I'm trying to focus on things that I really enjoy and that I really have fun with. And that also means that all the games that I'm streaming now, I'm also kind of streaming like for my own fun and less for like work, less corpa, I guess. I've also started a couple new channels, and maybe you guys have seen those, maybe you haven't. I'm not going to link them because I would rather they grow organically. I like growing channels. I think it's fun. And I have been posting some new content that's different from my normal stuff, and it makes me really happy to try out posting new content and see like what the best content I can make is. Like I want to start a Pokemon channel soon, where I do storyboarding content or like storytelling content where I go through games and do things, do challenges, where the channel's less focused on me telling you how to play the game and just things like that. Those are things that I've all been doing for fun and been doing for me, and I absolutely want to do them. However, Braxophone is still going to stay Braxophone. I'm still going to upload gacha games and stuff like that. I just also have a lot of other things coming up, like obviously the situations that have been now, but I'm also moving everything soon as well. So, I'm gonna be out of commission for a bit, and I've been out of commission for honestly a little bit as well. But in general, I do think I'm feeling a little bit better recently, and I've been feeling better about putting things into my own content. Over on Twitch, I haven't been streaming as frequently because I needed that break, and I'm gonna try to start streaming now, especially with the subathon thing that we're doing. But I guess the last thing I want to leave you guys with is some news, I guess. For me, I have some really exciting things happening. Both with partnerships, with game companies, creating some new content as well. But I also have changed some things about my Twitch. I don't want my Twitch to have to be the content that's on my YouTube. I just don't like being forced or feeling pressured into this position of like, okay, I have to stream only gacha games to keep my numbers up for sponsors so that way I can make a living off of Twitch. Like, I don't like that loop. It's not fun. I honestly, I think most people don't like that loop. So I'm going to treat my Twitch, because it's honestly such a small portion of my income right now, I'm just going to treat my Twitch as whatever I want to do for fun. And for me right now, a lot of that is Star Rail. I actually really like Star Rail. But like Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail just dropped, and I want to do Nuzlocke, and I want to do Elden Ring and things like that. So we've made some changes. I think to psychologically get myself into a better headspace about Twitch and streaming more frequently and making more content for you guys as well, I have to separate myself from the Braxophone brand. Now, not necessarily, I'm not going to be Braxophone anymore, because I am going to be Braxophone, but I think on Twitch, I want to be myself. Not a different person, but myself. Less processed, more me. And I think for me, that means that I need to do things I'm more comfortable with. And that step one of that is not being on cam as much. I don't like being on camera. I think doing it for YouTube's okay because it's processed. I can edit things out. I can change things as I need to. But over on Twitch, I can't really do that. Everything's live. It's really stressful, and I get really tired after like 2 hours, truthfully. But I have an alternate VTuber channel that I had been running for a while, and I really enjoyed streaming on the VTuber channel. It made me feel a lot better. And so I decided, well, I'm just going to go VTuber like almost full time. I'll do some facecam streams, and honestly, most of the facecam streams will probably be over on YouTube. But I'm going to do some facecam streams, but I'm going to mostly be VTuber because I just have more fun with it. Like I like being a silly little character on the screen where I don't feel like I have to be perceived. Like I can stream with my pants off. It's great. It's fantastic. On top of that, on Twitch, I may be Braxophone, but my Twitch is no longer Braxophone. It's time for change, and we're going to do it. And I hope I can keep making great content for you guys, but for now, I'm just going to take it a little slow until I feel completely good about coming back. I've never made an update video before, except for when I was 12 and I thought I had viewers watching my Minecraft Let's Plays. But I feel pretty good about it now, and I hope that this sheds some light on where I've been and how I've been feeling. And thank you guys so much for sticking by me. It does mean a lot. More than anything else, thank you for making my dream come true. Because I could never be a full-time YouTuber without you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna tear up. Fuck. Anyways, y'all, thanks for watching. I'm gonna have a Jade pre-release out soon, so look forward to that. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.